Yeah, it's time to move on. It's time to get going. What lies ahead, I have no way of knowing. But under my feet, baby, the grass is growing. Yeah, it's time to move on. It's time to get going. Okay, this is the fourth video in the series of 7 that I've done on how I established domicile in South Dakota. It's the fourth video, but it deals with the third step, which is staying the night at a South Dakota establishment where you will get a receipt that you spent the night that will have your address that you attained from the mail forwarding service. And you'll have both of those receipts with that information on it so that you can take the next steps that we'll talk about in the next videos. Again, I'm not a lawyer. I'm not trying to give legal advice. Please do your own research. That's the very first step. Do your own research, and hopefully you can just take my steps that I took and the way that I went about doing this and see if that's the way you'd like to do it, or make your own adjustments so that it works out best for you. Okay, here we go. This is step number 3, which is spending the night at a hotel, a campground. I mentioned in the last video that the mail forwarding service is connected with a KOA campground, and it's the actual physical address of the KOA campground in association with this company, the South Dakota Residency Center, that provides a physical address and mail forwarding service for me. KOA campground is on Highway 14, which is the street that I live on. Or at least that I receive my mail at. The campground is actually about a quarter of a mile from the office, the South Dakota Residency Center. The thing I liked about that was the fact that since I needed both receipts and that evidence together before I moved on to the other steps in different cities, it was good that they were close together, because if there were any problems, I could just always backtrack very quickly and get that taken care of. There were no problems. Everything worked out smoothly. The campground cost me $30 out the door, primarily because I only have my van and a small utility trailer. I didn't need a pull-through or electrical hookups or dumps or anything like that. And they were willing to work with me because they knew that I just basically needed a place to park in order that I could get the receipt. And so they worked with me. It seemed a lot better to go with $30 in the hand with an organization that was tied with mail forwarding service already, and rather than looking around for some kind of cheaper place to camp. I could have spent a couple of hours and more gas trying to find a place to camp for $20. It just seemed better to do it for $30. So basically spending the night and getting the receipt. Actually, I got my receipt when I checked in. So even before I spent the night, I already had the receipt that I needed, and I started the process moving into the next phase. Since there isn't anything glorious about spending the night at a KOA or talking about it very much, this is going to be a very short video. So we're going to move on to the next step, which is getting your driver's license.